Conflicts and clashes have dominated the UN summit on climate change in Copenhagen today. Outside, police used tear gas to keep protesters from breaking into the event.
Tensions continue inside too as world leaders struggle to reach an agreement. From Denmark, our science editor Lawrence McGinty looks now at exactly what's stalling the talks.
Danish police lost patience with protesters outside the conference hall this morning. They were trying to take over the Bella Centre to mount a people's assembly because of the lack of progress in the official conference. Over 200 were detained and Gordon Brown was trapped in the centre.
Inside, the negotiations themselves are just as confused and confusing. So follow me for a behind-the-scenes tour of the major players and their sticking points. Nigeria is a member of the G77, the group of developing countries. Their sticking points, Ronnie Ajayo is going to tell us.
We've got two key sticking points. The first thing is to ensure that we get a legally binding agreement. The second thing is around finance, money, to make sure that there's sufficient money for us to address the impacts of climate change.
The countries most at risk from climate change, like the Seychelles Islands, threatened by rising sea levels, can't afford fancy pavilions. They don't even have an office. Their sticking point is that they want really big cuts in carbon dioxide emissions.
The rich countries which have been able to reach the level of development because they have polluted the world have an obligation, I think.
The rich countries, like America, have different sticking points. The Americans won't sign a legally binding treaty, and they're offering much smaller reductions in their carbon emissions than countries like Britain.
Secretary General.
Gordon Brown met UN leader Ban Ki-moon and expressed confidence that all those sticking points can be overcome.
I sense that there is a way forward, but it demands, first of all, that the leaders rise to the challenge and don't duck the big decisions. Secondly, I think it requires not only that, but a higher level of ambition on our part. And thirdly, of course, it's going to be tough negotiations over the next few hours.
A day of protest, but also what could be the beginning of the end. Lawrence McGinty, ITV News, Copenhagen.